Hello, thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. My name is Erika. If this is your first time tuning in, I just want to take a moment and say thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Hope you do get some encouraging words today. And if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. And I want to say thank you all to my old subscribers, and I hope that you guys do also get some encouraging words today from this video as well, and be blessed. Hello, today we are coming from Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 through 5. So today we're talking about faith, and we want to just talk about what faith means, and I want to also give you a testimony. I want to share that with you guys as well today. So when I look at the word faith, faith means trust. It means you have that confidence that what God said he's going to do, he will do it. So when you believe in God, you also have to believe God. We want to believe God that what he said that he's going to do for us and what he promised us, that it will come to pass, because we have that confidence and we know that it will happen. So when I found out that my 2 children had to get tested for COVID-19, I did not get worried. You know, I had been doing my part as anointing my home, anointing them, anointing myself, and asking God to shield and protect us from it. My son, he came back, his test results were negative. My daughter, 4 years old, her test results were positive. I still continue to pray to God. I still continue to give God thanks, because even though her test results came back as positive, she didn't have the symptoms. She didn't have any respiratory problems. She did not have any type of temperature. So she didn't, have any type of cold symptoms. She was just playing just like a normal 4-year-old. And that's because I kept the faith. I believed that when God told me he was going to protect them, that's exactly what he was going to do. I had that confidence. No matter what the test results said, I believed and I knew that my children was going to be okay. And so when we read chapter 11 verse 1 in Hebrews, and it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. The word hope does not mean like we're crossing our fingers and we're just wishing that it happened. It means that we're confidently expecting it. We're hoping in something. We're hoping that God will actually do what he said he's going to do, because we have that confidence. We're confidently expecting that God said he's going to do it and that it will get done. Thank you so much for taking this time to listen to me. You guys have a great day. Be blessed. I wanted to explain to you guys a little bit more into details because I only had a little time period to discuss that information at the time when I was actually making that video. So my daughter Cameron, she is 4 years old. My son Donovan, he is 11 years old. They actually had to get tested for COVID back in May. Yes, back. Alright guys, so I hope you did enjoy that video. So I did want to let you know that I was reading from Hebrews 11 verses 1 through 5 if you needed to get that information again. And when you have some time, just read over the whole chapter if you can. I believe that you can really grow your faith, and that is not the only chapter in the book that talks about faith. So if you want to grow your faith, I do encourage you to actually read more chapters from the King James Version, and also you can go to the Message Bible version as well. When you get a chance, go back to Genesis. I actually read Genesis chapter 4 and chapter 5 as well, and she could not be around her dad, even though they both had COVID. He was kind of still sick, and I really didn't want her to be under him like that. So I would just tell him, just make sure she's not laying on you and hugging you, and like she normally would do. So I actually took my son and brought him here with me to stay here with my house. That elaborates more about Cain and Abel as well. The precise ones that I did read was Genesis verse 3 through 7, and I also went down to Genesis chapter 5, and that was verse number 24. So I decided to go ahead and look up some information in regards to faith. So I looked up the word faith, and it came to complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Then I also looked up the word trust. Trust is stated firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. So then I wanted to dig a little deeper. I looked up the word confidence. Confidence stated the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, a firm trust. So you have that confidence in knowing you have that firm belief, that firm trust that it's going to happen. So that's the reason why I wanted to just read those definitions, so you can have a little bit more understanding on the back end of what those words actually mean. Now I just want to go ahead and start talking about my daughter, and when I found out she actually had to get tested for the test. In May, they actually had to get tested for COVID-19. When I found out they had to get tested, you know, I was not worried, but their dad actually gave me a call and said, well, he actually texted me and said, the kids need to get tested for COVID-19. My dad became positive for COVID-19. So they actually were visiting their grandparents, and their grandfather had just came out of the hospital and he was positive for COVID-19. He found out once he actually went to do a doctor's visit, and his doctor advised him that his test came back positive. So with that being said, everyone that had visited him at the time needed to go get tested. So they went to get tested. My son came back negative, my daughter came back positive. So when she actually became positive, she didn't know what was going on. You know, she's not really familiar with what's going on in the world right now because she is so young. So she was just playing. She didn't understand why. Okay, so at that moment I began to pray, because when you are a Christian or a woman of God, what else do? You know, so the first thing came to my mind was to pray. As I began to pray and talk to God, God actually told me, your children will be okay. You know, that brought a little calmness to me. I was able to calm down because they were still with their dad, even though I was like, okay, I need to get Donovan over here because he is negative and I don't want them to be, you know, around each other. And so by this time they were actually in the home quarantine. I actually did get tested as well. I got tested a few days before they actually got tested. So when they came to visit me over the weekend, I actually did have my mask the whole time. And I had on my mask the whole time because I knew I had a sore throat and I didn't want to become, you know, I did not want to transfer any germs to them, even if it was just a little cold or a sore throat. I didn't think I had COVID, but I just wanted to be safe because you never know. My test results came back negative, so I was okay and I was good to go. So I kept them here. Then Cameron, I would call her, I would FaceTime them, check on them in the morning, you know, just to see how she was doing, you know, make sure her dad was still giving her baths. I would say just make sure, you know, she's still taking a bath, make sure you're still checking her temperature, keep her hydrated. And he would still check her temperature. Her temperature never would go up. As I was FaceTiming her, I would look and I would just see her, you know, just playing and have so much energy. And I was like, okay, she is good. She does not know what's going on. Those test results came back positive. My God said that she was gonna be okay. So as the days just went by and by the week, she was ready to come see mommy by this time. So I was like, okay, let me just wait a little bit longer just to make sure. Her dad actually eventually did go ahead and get rid of his temperature and he was good to go. So everything was good with him as well. I did pray for everyone in the family that everyone will be okay. And unfortunately, their grandfather did pass away. The funeral was actually held on Father's Day, and rest in peace. God does make promises to us. God does tell us things, but it's up to us to actually believe that it will come to pass and actually believe that what he said is going to be okay. So when he told me that, I was like, oh yeah, she's going to be good, she's going to be okay. So let me just go ahead and separate the two. So I wanted to separate, you know, Cameron and Donovan, because I didn't want Donovan to get any symptoms or be around them, you know, being that sick. So when he told me they was going to be okay, and I seen how she was so active, and she was like doing flips and jumping on her little trampoline and just playing, and mommy, when I'm gonna come see, when I come see you, when can I come see you, mommy? I was like, you know, I was like, oh, I want you to come see me, but I'm like, you have a cold right now. I'm like, you're sick right now. I'm just telling her, I'm like, you're sick right now. You just have to stay there with daddy, wait till daddy get, you know, a little better, wait till you get better, and then you're gonna come see me. But you know, she didn't understand that. But I just want to let you guys know that just because you get test results back, or just because you get any type of results back in life, it's okay to, you know, pray and talk to God and believe what God says. So you have to actually have that faith, and you have to believe, because I really do believe in God. So you can't ask for God to do something. You don't want to ask God to do something for you and you don't even believe in him. So I know there's people in the world that don't believe in God, and you know, they don't believe that there is a God. But then when something happens, you know, they want to pray and they want to, you know, ask God to help them. But the first step I want to say, in order to have that faith, you must believe in God. Believe in God, have faith that he will do what he said he will do, and have that firm trust that it will happen. God can make it happen. There is nothing impossible for God to do. And I always like to keep that in mind. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. That comes from Luke chapter 1, verse 37. With that being said, I hope you guys did get some encouraging words from this video. I want to say keep the faith, keep trusting in God, and believe that he will do the impossible, because nothing is impossible. So if you're looking for a miracle to happen, pray, believe, and keep the faith. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more encouraging videos like this as well. Be blessed. Bye.